Hey, welcome to the first Dead Matter vlog. This vlog covers development from roughly the start of May to about mid-June. Our first trailer was released mainly teasing our vehicles and gunplay. We aimed to make our vehicles and our gunplay a significant improvement over the last trailer that we released. We will be releasing a survival trailer before our closed Q4 alpha test, which will demonstrate the abilities needed to survive in Dead Matter. To start off, the code side of things have been very active this last month. We've got an improved zombie behavior based on feedback from our last trailer. We've also tweaked some of their animations. Now, instead of zombies taking long journeys around fences, they will actually try to attack you over the fence. They will now knock over cones and other construction signs if there isn't a way to walk around them. This will allow the undead to have easier access to you at any time. We've also improved some of their flocking behaviors. You will not be safe on top of a car or inside of an unbarricaded building. Our lead 3D artist, Shirk, has replaced all of our roads with new ones that look and run much better than our old ones. Our new roads are sleek and also blend perfectly into the terrain. Shirk has also been hard at work, bringing us some new foliage. All of our placeholder trees have been swapped out for prettier ones that Shirk made himself. He's even gone and added some new grass and bushes that get pushed away when objects are nearby. This includes players. The feature is still early in development, but once we iron out the kinks, we fully intend on players leaving a trail of flattened grass behind them as they run through the fields. Shirk has been working on some train cars as well as bringing our season cycle and weather to life with some brand new visual effects. Our seasons and weather are currently tied into the gameplay code. We aim to make winter a challenge in Dead Matter. Your character will be cold. You will have limited food and limited visibility. Plan accordingly. Since the trailer, I've been working on cleaning up the zombie AI and making hordes feel a lot smoother than they did before. We also upgraded some of their animations and got rid of the goofy looking ones. Our zombies are coded to be extremely efficient networking wise. This allows us to have a large amount of zombies even in our PvP multiplayer modes. Zombie damage is currently disabled in order to allow us to test their new animations for attacking. We've also received some feedback regarding the shading on our weapons, as well as our weapon animations. We're also in the process of redoing the shading on our weapons, in order to bring out all of the detail put into them by Dusty. We've also got a new animator on the team. Here's a test he did for us. We plan on bringing in proper melee combat as soon as we can, with the help of our new animator. Nomad has been in the ongoing process of cleaning up and bringing in some third-party vehicle meshes. We intend to make a majority of these new vehicles usable by closed alpha. However, aircraft are currently low priority and may not make it for the closed alpha. We also intend to make static or non-functioning vehicles easily distinguishable from drivable vehicles. Nomad has also created some new highway props as well as signs to help populate our world. He's also created a church which will serve as an AI settlement. Shirk also brought in a set of modular houses that include some basements. These will serve some gameplay purposes, such as being a cool place to store fruit and vegetables during the summer. Our character artist, Dogtooth CG, has been working on the base female and base male models. Our new player meshes are fully equipped for in-depth customization, including eye color, hair, facial features, and much more. Unfortunately, he's been out of commission for about a month due to a hardware failure, so this teaser is all we have for now. We are now opening our Quantum Cowboy applications at playdeadmatter.com/partner. Our partner program is designed to connect us with influencers that are interested in helping us. We would also like to announce that backing will be replaced with pre-orders via Steam on November 1st. We will be adding a timer to our store in order to reflect this. If you've liked what you've seen, please consider backing Dead Matter on our website or Indiegogo. Both links are in the description. If you don't feel like becoming a beautiful backer just yet, then feel free to follow us on Twitter and Facebook in order to get all the latest development updates. We also have a Discord server where we regularly interact with our community. We encourage everyone, including those that are just curious about Dead Matter, to join it. Thanks for checking out the first of many vlogs to come. We look forward to showing off Dead Matter as it continues to grow as a game, and we hope that you'll be watching. Until then, good luck out there. Hey guys, welcome to Dead Matter Vlog 02. We've been working away at plenty of additions over the last month or so. We've had a little bit of a slow month due to the release of UE 4.20. However, Shirk has already made some additions to our lighting system using some new features exclusive to UE 4.20. He also made some shacks, trailers, and a small healthcare center that is still a work in progress. Our animator, who goes by the name of The Shiny Haxorus, has been bringing in some animations for us over the last month or so that really add to the feel of the gunplay and Dead Matter. He's also animated all of the emotes that we've shown off so far. We plan to bring in additional emotes that actually serve some sort of gameplay purpose, like rock, paper, scissors to break tough decisions, as well as a whistle emote to help get someone's attention or to find your friends. Our player meshes have received some significant progress since we've last shown them off, as Dogtooth CG now has a working computer again. Keep in mind that these meshes will support multiple hairstyles, skin tones, eye colors, and much more. They will also support body morphs, and you can make your characters skinny, fat, or fit. The UI has been getting some upgrades and a bit of an overhaul. You'll be able to select a former occupation, traits, and attributes. Most former occupations will require you to take on a negative attribute, however. This is to balance out the perks that former occupations bring to their characters. We've also been brushing up on our world interactivity, adding a few small things such as lockpicking, the ability to retrieve an AED or fire extinguisher from a cabinet. The AED requires an electrical charge in order to be used. It can no longer be recharged once the power is out. Plan accordingly. Nomad has been working on some assets to bring the rural parts of our map truly to life. He's added a few locations to the map, such as a go-kart track with functioning go-karts, a paintball field, and an abandoned coal mine. Please keep in mind that a few of these still have a little more time in the oven before they're ready. Zombie movement has been further tweaked in order to make them move a little bit more realistically. Body damage doesn't count for a lot in Dead Matter, and the pistol is no exception to that. Unless you're a sharpshooter, I'd start sneaking around more often. If you applied for our partnership program, you will be contacted within about the next week or so. We've got a private Discord set up, and we're really excited to get in contact with you guys. Please consider backing us via Indiegogo or our own website. Links are in the description and on screen now. A lot of things are kind of in a weird spot with Dead Matter right now. As we gear up for our closed alpha release, we're planning on releasing another trailer just before the closed alpha sometime in September. We're going to be updating our old trailer that we filmed in April with the new gunplay and new zombie AI mechanics that we've been introducing over the last couple months. Thank you for the support. If you'd like to give us a bit of feedback, there's a link to our Discord community in the description.
Hey guys, welcome to Dead Matter Vlog 03. We've been working away at many additions, and we are excited to show you what we've got in store as our world has received plenty of love from Nomad and Shirk over the last few weeks. Shirk has completed a new motel building set. Similar to most other structures in Dead Matter, these assets are completely modular and allow us to create multiple variations of the same building, allowing seasoned veterans of the game to easily figure out where they are and creating a sense of mystery for new players exploring our world. Shirk has begun work on a generic supermarket named after one of our backers. This is the first of many buildings to come that will incorporate backer names into them. Nomad has created a drive-in theater. The projector actually works, however we're still uncertain about the use of a certain George Romero film that was accidentally introduced into the United States public domain. We're based in Canada, so we'll be consulting with our legal counsel before moving forward with this feature. Not only has Nomad created a drive-in theater, he also created a post office that finally doesn't have a line consisting of more than 10 people, a gorgeous prison for you Walking Dead fans, as well as a police station with an interrogation room that features a functional one-way mirror. While these locations haven't received their final polish pass yet, they will very shortly. Speaking of polish passes, Shirk has finalized the trailer park set, as well as our forest/rural building set. Our housing and fortification system has seen many improvements. Electricity is no longer a magical force within your home, and you will have to place objects that draw power near electrical outlets in order to utilize them properly. We've also added in a few minor features that have been suggested to us by our community since our Kickstarter, such as the ability to shoot out lights and the ability to close your blinds in order to block zombie and player line of sight in lieu of barricading. Our gunplay mechanics have also seen some work, and our AKM has a brand new set of juicy animations to complement the new additions. We've also replaced our old hand meshes with a set of brand new hands made by the talented Shiny Haxorus. Your arms will match your character's skin tone, and any gloves you're wearing will also show up in first person. Wearing gloves in cold weather will negate the effects the cold has on your weapon handling skills. Carry a pair on you and plan accordingly. Based on community feedback, we've been working on ways to remove as many HUD elements as we can from dead matter while still retaining a solid way to give the player information on how their character is currently doing. Every character will now start out with a smartwatch that can also be upgraded to a military grade one later on down the line once you eventually find one. Dead matter is still early in development, but if you like what you've seen and want to get in on the alpha test, then please consider supporting us via Indiegogo. Keep in mind that once alpha testing starts, you will no longer be able to purchase any form of access until our release on Steam Early Access in early 2019. We're grateful for all of your support and truly appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. Give our account on Twitter a follow at DeadMatterGame, and you can get access to all of our latest development updates. You could also feel free to join our community Discord of over 7,000 people, where we engage our community daily. If you are a content creator, you can still apply for partnership status as we use an ongoing process for accepting new creators. There is a link for you in the description. Our subreddit is in a pretty terrible state at the current moment. None of us on the team really know enough about CSS in order to make it look pretty, but we'd like to utilize the platform. Please reach out to us if you're interested in helping out. Also, if you know anyone, feel free to send them our way. Hey guys, welcome to Dead Matter Vlog 04. The team has been extremely busy over the last few weeks, and we're excited to show you what we've been up to. Our lead artist has completed a polish pass on a collection of commercial buildings. We've now got a pizzeria, complete with enough leftover ingredients to keep a group of survivors fed for a week. A clothing store, with plenty of clothes and no food at all. A mattress store, useful for single player and co-op where your survivor will be required to sleep. A dollar store, containing nutritionally poor food and a variety of cheap goods from China. A hardware store, containing a plethora of crafting supplies and other valuable loot. A hair salon, offering very little value, unless you decide to get creative and make use of some of the crafting ingredients that spawn here. A small grocery store, which provides access to a large quantity of food, if you're willing to eat with a target on your back. A bookstore, whether you're reading a book to enhance your character's ability or to improve their comfort. Jimmy's, a casual place for cheap coffee and donuts. Our Canadian friends will feel right at home here. Winslow's family-friendly burger chain, a great fixer-upper with a massive kitchen, perfect for a small group of survivors. Size does matter. Dick's Diner. All three variations of this burger chain are now ready to be occupied by survivors. Safeway, our largest building in Dead Matter, has also received a polish pass. We hope you don't run into anyone else while you're exploring this massive supermarket. We love detail. Every commercial building in Dead Matter will have an employee-only area. These will vary from building to building and will sometimes contain an employee bathroom to help you keep stocked up on water until the pipes run dry, of course. Plan accordingly. Nomad has also been chipping away at bringing some new props as well as some additional buildings into the game. Please note that these buildings have not received their polish pass yet. Shirk has set up some new cliff and rock models that blend perfectly into our terrain. We're excited to use these in our world. There have been some enhancements made to our ambient lighting system. Now the time of day, weather, and sun angle affect the color and specular strength of the light source. We've now got a brand new major location, the police station. It's the second largest building in Dead Matter, containing offices, cells, a vehicle garage, an armory, and an evidence locker. It's also our first commercial building with an underground section to it. Bring a flashlight in case the power goes out while you're down there. Our weapon movement now uses inertia. Using a weapon now feels much less floaty and much more responsive than before. Heavier weapons, such as the AKM, have more inertia. We've got a new batch of weapons implemented into the game. The G18C, a rare, late-game weapon that must be looted from a bunker. The rate of fire on this thing is downright scary. The 1911, American as apple pie and extremely satisfying to use. The Mosin Nagant, still a work in progress, but once completed it will be one of the best early game weapons you can get your hands on. We have a new GPU-based gore system which looks great and is performance friendly. Even with a massive horde, our gore system chugs along without a single hitch. We've performed a pass on our entire user interface as well as our inventory system. Dragging and dropping items feels much more responsive than before. We've also implemented the first pass of our clothing system. These are using placeholder assets, and while these will be replaced soon, we felt that it was important to show off how we intend our clothing system to work. Giving players tools to navigate our world is really important to us. We've implemented a system for our artists to use that allows for quick and easy creation of highway signage. Every exit will have a unique number. Every overhead sign on the highway will contain useful information to help you navigate the world. We've even got a miner system that ensures all satellite dishes always point south. We reuse the system from the highway signage to generate random license plates for every car in Dead Matter. Firefights will now be a lot more intense. We've added leaning as well as a ballistics system. This system will accurately simulate bullet penetration and ricochet. This should lead to heightened intensity during gunfights. Thanks for checking out the latest Dead Matter development vlog. If you like what you've seen so far, you can back us on Indiegogo. Backing us via Indiegogo will allow you to access our alpha as soon as it's made available to backers. We are a tiny team and we are continually blown away by all of the support that you guys have showered us with. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for making our vision a reality. We are a community-oriented development team, and if you want to get involved, I've dropped some links to our Discord server, our forums, and our social media pages. The rest of this video is just gameplay from about 2 weeks ago. There was a couple issues involving the rain particles, but it's mostly just a test of the atmosphere and mood. We hope that you enjoy it, and thank you again for watching our devlog. Hey survivors, welcome to Dead Matter Vlog 05. We've been super busy and tons of progress has been made in all departments since our last development update. Let's get straight into it. Our talented lead artist Shirk has created plenty of buildings since our last vlog. We've got a new set of cabins, as well as a new set of public toilets to go with them. We care about all of the details, especially number 1 and 2. Shirk has also created some super awesome commercial warehouses. They're perfect if you're looking for some crafting supplies, or if you're looking for a medium-sized shelter for your group of survivors. Shirk has also created a church which will be found throughout our map, featuring a hidden office as well as a bell tower. Shirk has also done another pass on the police station, mainly focusing on the basement area, which now includes an armory, one of the most reliable sources for mid-tier weapons and gear. I'll stop talking for a second to let you take in the atmosphere. Nomad has created a Nira evacuation center. These will randomly pop up in different locations on different servers. They'll contain a plethora of medical supplies. Nira evacuation centers are also a hotspot for the infected. Plan accordingly. Nomad has also upgraded his Firewatch tower in order to bring it up to speed with the standard of Shirk's buildings. You should feel a lot more at home should you decide to take one of these over for yourself. Do you hate people walking into the same building as you? Do you just hate said people? Want to attract a horde to the building just to mess with them? You now can. If someone pulls the alarm on you, you can just reset it from the control panel. Our weapon and camera systems have received another pass. We now have an adaptive peeking system to ensure that you can always see your target when aiming down sights from behind cover. We've now implemented a proper set of reload animations for the Mosin Nagant, including a stripper clip reload. Scopes, holographic sights, and red dot sights have all received their first implementation. They are close, but not final, and we will be doing a polish pass in the future to address this. Our talented animator, the Shiny Haxorus, has been adding 6 new weapons to the game. They're not finished just yet, but they're close enough that we feel comfortable showing them off. The HR-75, the best gun to come out of Croatia since 1975. The HP-9, a pistol commonly found in military loot areas. This one is a personal favorite of mine. AK-74, accurate, reliable, Russian, enough said. The Makarov, renowned for being a tier 0 pea shooter, and in Dead Matter it's not much different. It's got 8 rounds, shoots 9mm, and doesn't really pack a punch. The E92, commonly used by the US as well as some Canadian armed forces. This weapon will be commonly found in helicopter drops. It's got a 15-round magazine and it's pretty sweet. Last, but certainly not least, the Wood Axe. Still a work in progress, but once completed, this will unlock the door to us rapidly adding any backlogged melee weapons that can utilize the same animation set. Construction signs have been added to the game. Want to get your trading career off the ground? Some of these signs can be towed with a vehicle, and you'll be able to set the text that appears on the screen. There have been plenty of minor changes to our inventory system. Along with the new UI from our last development vlog, you can now place objects onto the ground. In the future, you'll be required to set up the tent after it is placed on the ground. Item organization just got a little bit better, as you can now store items in subcontainers which allow easier management of your inventory as well as a slight bonus to your overall carry capacity. You can now pick up large objects such as jerry cans, metal, and wood sheets for barricading, propane tanks for barbecues, and much more. This is a very early implementation of a generic system that we'll be forging a lot of gameplay elements from. Our old doors sucked, so we went and made some new ones. You can now physically interact with the doors, even though they just use fancy math instead of actual physics. You can also knock on doors. Just keep in mind that the infected can run through the door just as easily as you can. If you'd like to get your own road named after you, or a personalized hockey jersey, all while supporting Dead Matter, head on over to our Indiegogo page. There's a wide variety of once-in-a-lifetime perks that you can get in exchange for your support. Show us some love via social media, Twitter, Facebook, our forums, and our community Discord, which is extremely active. We've also created a thread to discuss this video, and there's a link to that in the description. We're a tiny no bullshit team. Our goal is to make a damn good survival game that we actually want to play. We aren't great project managers, but we've got a really talented team, and we strive to regularly update and interact with our community. Listening to your feedback enables us to make a better game, so please stop by on our Discord or on our forums. We listen and care about feedback. It's important to us. Thank you for watching this to the end. We truly appreciate your support. See you in the new year.
Hey survivors, welcome to Dead Matter Vlog 06. We hope you're enjoying our brand new voice over IP system which changes the way you sound based on where you're standing, and in the future, it will also depend on what you're wearing. Masks will muffle your voice.
Our talented lead artist Shirk has been hard at work over the last 3 months overhauling majority of our world map. We've now got a much prettier, much more performant terrain than before. There have also been some changes to the lighting system to make the game look less flat. Shirk has also replaced some foliage that was once a placeholder. Now all of our foliage is made fully in-house, and it looks a lot better than what we had before. We are starting to rapidly build up our points of interest across the world. However, we felt that Endgame needed something a little extra, a little procedural. We have now added procedural bunkers that will be scattered throughout the map. The generation is seed-based and is tied to the server that you are currently connected to. No two bunker locations on different servers will look the same. These bunkers will play a massive role in extracting extremely rare and potentially exotic equipment. There will be named legendaries with a variety of effects that you'll be encouraged to chase after late game. There has not been an art pass on the bunker assets for over a year. All of the bunkers are currently put together by a programmer, and they are likely going to change for the better in the near future. Nomad has also finished his Nira camp from the last development update, and all of the assets associated with it. We're really excited to start spreading these around the world. Certain random areas will also become quarantine zones that will be deadly, yet bountiful sources of gear and equipment. Our programmer has added a basic ladder system. You can now climb up any ladder that you see in-game. This includes step ladders that you can carry around and place down. These can be used to access vantage points or to gain access to otherwise restricted looting areas. We're really excited to see some of the shenanigans that our player base will be getting into with these. We've now got some new weapons. First up is the AKS-74U. This submachine gun is the little brother of the AK-74. It packs quite a punch and excels at close quarter combat. Our second addition to the submachine gun category is the MP7, which is a sweet little submachine gun that features a folding stock. When the stock is collapsed, the item will also take up less room in your inventory. Weapons that have magazines attached also take up more room in the inventory. Last but certainly not least, the shotgun. Our talented animator, the Shiny Haxorus, has put a lot of work into the shotgun. It fires 12 gauge shotgun shells, has a capacity of 8 shotgun shells, and is also one of the most modular weapons in the game. We've also tweaked some of our weapon mechanics. Instead of firing bullets from the player's eyes, weapons will now fire from the physical muzzle. This will make it much more difficult to fire from the hip. We're also adding a new pair of Mosin Nagants. We weren't really happy with our previous iterations. They lacked a lot of the qualities that we desire. We feel that these are a much better fit for the game. You can now push back zombies with a melee bash or use a bayonet if your weapon has one. This is to help with crowd control when you're starting to feel overwhelmed by the undead surrounding you. There are now some new melee weapons in the game. In fact, there's now 26 total, starting at the crowbar, the tire iron, a pair of bolt cutters, a broom, a hatchet, an oar, a rake, a sledgehammer, a mattock, a kayak paddle, and much more. Some of these will be moved to a different animation set at a future date. We're aiming for functionality first because we need a lot of these in-game in order to start building mechanics off of them. Picking up items has been refined. There is now a casting time for picking up heavy items, which is influenced by your character's current limb health. Broken hands will ruin your dexterity and make quick tasks, such as opening a flashlight to insert some batteries, a much more tedious task. You can now place items that you're carrying by pressing B, or to place any item, you can use the place option from the item drop-down menu. Certain items will behave as containers once they are placed, and you'll even be able to move certain containers after they've been filled, such as the cooler. Casting time has been added to most actions within the inventory, such as turning a flashlight on and off, opening sub-containers, removing magazines from weapons, and having a good old swig of diesel. There is a new ragdoll state that we've added. It is triggered by going unconscious, or can be triggered manually. We've included the ability to voluntarily fall over, since players can carry players that are in a ragdoll state. You can also use a pistol when you're carrying a different player. However, you will not be able to reload your pistol, so keep it in mind when reaching for your Makarov. Plan accordingly. We've now got a new set of third-person animations that look a lot better than our old ones. We've also got some animations for carrying large objects in third person. Keep in mind that a lot of these objects will slow you down when you're carrying them. We've made some progress on our medical system by implementing our new limb health system. In Dead Matter, your limb health is currently separated from your blood, which currently acts as overall player health in Dead Matter. Only bleeding will truly affect how close you are to death. However, being forced to walk everywhere due to a sprained ankle is something that cannot be ignored in the zombie apocalypse. Your life depends on it. We've also implemented a nutrition system. While it's not a requirement to fulfill all of your macronutrient or vitamin requirements, there are benefits for doing so without any penalties for failing to do so long as you remember to eat and drink. You can now shoot any jerry can or propane tank item. This also applies to when they are being carried. Keep in mind that damage from these can cause a chain reaction. The same goes for the fuel trailer. We care about our world and making sure that it feels lived in. We've added a way for you to read newspapers in-game. In the near future, we'll be adding multiple newspaper collections in order to provide a way for survivors to piece together the events leading up to the outbreak. Nomad has helped get a new van ready for gameplay. It has room for up to 4 and can be equipped with some upgrades that allow you to store a ladder and some camping supplies on the roof, or a tire on the back of the van that you can be used to repair it if you accidentally run over a spike strip. We're still working on the mechanics behind this in order to add an element of risk-reward for when you decide to fix your tires. There are now greenhouses which will allow you to grow food all year round. Just keep in mind that they'll likely be a target for bandits during the winter. In the future, we'll be allowing survivors to build their own greenhouse, alongside some additional structures, such as a guard tower and some log wall fences. If you want to get your own road named after you, or get a personalized hockey jersey, all while supporting Dead Matter, head on over to our Indiegogo page. There's a wide variety of ways to support us and some really cool once-in-a-lifetime perks for doing so. Show us some love via social media, Twitter, Facebook, our forums, and our community Discord, which is extremely active. We're a tiny, no bullshit team. Our goal is to make a damn good survival game that we actually want to play. And while we're not great project managers, we're good game developers, and we strive to continue to deliver regular updates and interact with our community. Listening to your feedback enables us to make a better game. So please, stop by our forums or our Discord. We care about feedback and we listen to it. Thank you for watching this to the end. We truly appreciate your support. Hey survivors, welcome to Dead Matter Vlog 07. My name is Nick Z, the lead developer of Dead Matter, and I am super excited to show off some of the stuff we've been making progress on over the last couple of months. Our lead artist Shirk has been hard at work on adding a batch of new locations to our world. We now have a set of lakeside cabins. These are great spots to check for loot as you navigate through the world. A summer camp, which is the perfect place to stop by and check for some camping supplies. An electrical substation. This substation will act as one of the sources of electricity in our closed alpha map area. A radio station, perfect for broadcasting about your male vitality products. A trailer park, just off the highway. Some metal storage warehouses. Another trailer park, as well as some other very minor locations, such as these metal shacks that are scattered around the area. All of the new locations that have been added are roughly within walking distance to one another. This is because every major player movement corridor, such as the valleys in the mountainous regions or the once bustling highways that stretch across the map, will have points of interest built up alongside them. We aim to have players that are exploring our world to frequently encounter small points of interest. You won't be running from town to town for 30 minutes without anything to look at or to loot. We aim to make our world feel easy to navigate. Markers such as radio towers or billboards can be found near towns, remote locations, and alongside highways. These markers are used to naturally guide the player through our world. There have also been some improvements to how foliage is procedurally placed in our world. We're also working on some changes for our sky and weather system that should be available for the next vlog. Nomad's been doing some work in the vehicle department. We've now got a brand new sedan being added to the game. It's reliable, hits like a brick, and will soon have a police variation for those of you that will be instantly selecting the police occupation. Nomad's also taken a Kickstarter-era concept for a news van and turned it into a new vehicle. These will be found scattered throughout the world, and some of them will be drivable. He's also created some medical items that will be used in-game. An epinephrine auto-injector, a morphine auto-injector, and a blood type testing kit. Nomad's also created a set of camping tents that can be set up near your camp. They act as storage and a place that you can crawl inside of for protection from the elements. There's also a set of soccer field assets that Nomad has created. The audience really doesn't seem to like being recorded, however. There have been some additions to the weapon system. Now you can check how much ammo is remaining in your weapon by pressing the check ammo key. I've also made some improvements to how weapons are put down. Long weapons such as the Mosin will now be extra punishing in close quarters. Grenades have also now been implemented. There are currently 3 different types of grenade. A fragmentation grenade, which causes an explosion that not only damages players but has a chance of embedding shrapnel into those who survive the initial explosion. A smoke grenade, which is currently used for blocking visibility. Please note that the smoke effects are currently made by me and not an artist, and they'll probably change for the better in the near future. A flashbang, which upon exploding will blind players and make it very difficult for them to see. All of our grenades do not use a traditional physics system and instead follow a deterministic flight path. If you can throw a grenade at the exact same angle on the exact same wall, you will get the exact same outcome every single time. Grenades are not common in Dead Matter, and we want people to be able to use them to their full effect when they find them. With some help from our talented animation lead, we've now changed how our reloading system works. Drum magazines no longer cause heartache or buggy clipping when they're being reloaded, which you might have noticed in our previous vlog. Remember the rifle from our trailer in May? After we brought on the shiny Hacksaurus, all of our existing weapon animations were canned, including those for the service rifle, and the service rifle itself. We've now got a brand new set of animations for it, and a brand new set of meshes. Same modularity as before, but we think it looks a lot better than our previous version. Weapons can now jam if they are in poor condition. They can be unjammed by hitting the reload key. We've also got a brand new laser pointer attachment, which will help players when using a weapon and not aiming down sights. These are especially useful on weapons that shine at close quarters combat. I've been working on an implementation of a new physical attribute system called SETA. SETA stands for Strength, Endurance, Dexterity, Agility. It's meant to be a reflection of your character's physical attributes. Strength is tied into maximum carry weight, as well as your maximum hit points and how much damage you deal with melee weapons. Endurance, which is responsible for maximum limb health and your resistance to poison and infection. Dexterity, which is responsible for how quickly you do things with your hands, including reloading, cycling the action on shotguns, and bolt-action rifles such as the Mosin Nagant. Agility determines how quickly you do things with your body, including how quickly you can raise a weapon after sprinting, how long you can sprint for, and how fast you are when sprinting. There is now a carry weight system. There is no hard limit, however, if you are over-encumbered you will start to move more slowly when sprinting. Death, unconsciousness, and falling over now have a UI element that go with the effect. Melee weapons now have hit detection similar to Left 4 Dead 2. There's now a series of capsule traces that sweep across your screen, making melee weapons much easier to use. Our medical system beforehand was simple. Limbs took damage, and that was basically that. Not anymore. I've gone ahead and performed the first pass on a brand new medical system. Currently, there are 13 different conditions in dead matter that you can be affected by. Sprained ankles, leg fractures, infections, food poisoning, pain, broken ribs, hypothermia, poisoning, bleeding, embedded shrapnel, embedded bullets, and anaphylaxis. These conditions can also be treated in-game through a variety of items, such as the ones shown off earlier. I've also implemented a system that allows you to easily remember your character's blood type. Simply use a blood testing kit and the blood type will be displayed within the medical menu. Want to help out with the project? You can! Show us some love by sharing this video on social media, or you can back the game via Indiegogo. Want to interact with us? Feel free to drop by our Discord or forums. The links are in the description. We're a passionate team, and our goal is to make a damn good game. And with the announcement that we made last month, I'd like to extend our gratitude to the community. You guys have been so patient and kind in giving us the time that we need to bring Dead Matter to a state that we feel is palatable and fun to play. The feedback and criticism that we've received has helped us shape Dead Matter into a much better product, and we plan on keeping up with our community throughout early access and beyond our 1.0 release. Thank you for watching this to the end. We truly appreciate your support. Hey survivors, my name is Nick Z, the lead developer of Dead Matter. It's been a long time, but we've got a brand new vlog, and this one is jam-packed with content. First up, we've got the AS Val. This was created for a backer who goes by the username Clean. He's also a Twitch streamer, and I've left a link to his channel in the description. Clean, thank you so much for your contribution. All of us at the studio appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. We hope you enjoy playing the game once the time has come. The Lee Enfield has been added to the game, as well as the 303 British ammunition to go alongside it. It can be reloaded via stripper clips or on a round-by-round reload. It has 4 variations, and they each fill a different niche for the rifle. The P226 has been added to the game. It utilizes a 10 and 15 round magazine, it fires 10mm, and it will be a solid choice of sidearm. The 1911 has a new tactical variant. It's got glowy rear iron sights, and it's a lot easier to aim in low lighting conditions. The 22 pistol has been added to the game. This is a weak, early game pistol. It will get the job done, and also becomes extremely quiet when it is suppressed. The SVT-40 has been animated and will be making its way in engine soon. You'll also be able to reload this rifle round by round, or via the box magazine, or via a stripper clip. We now have a second programmer on the team, Gunslinger, and even more changes to the codebase itself. The medical system, SATA character system, the equipment system, the weapon system have all been completely rewritten from scratch. The medical system now treats conditions much differently than before, allowing us a lot more creative freedom on how conditions can affect the player. Weapons still feel the same way that they did before, as the animations haven't changed. However, that's where the similarities end. The weapons have also been completely rewritten, and we've added some changes to the way that recoil and spread work. We've also added stability, which will pull the weapon left or right depending on how long you've been bursting for. We've also created some new flashlights and laser attachments for the weapons. You can toggle between the different settings depending on the attachment that you've got, and the weapon will remember the selection the next time that you pull it out. This uses our dynamic item data system and is what legendary weapons will use to track and save their kill count. You can also now change the reticle inside of some weapon sights. There will be some additional controls for zoom level in the near future. There are some new impact effects added by our new coder. They're a lot better than the system that we had before. There's been a lot of heavy lifting and optimization within the inventory system. We've also increased the density of our grid. This is so that we can make item sizes as accurate as possible, which also factors into the brand new pouch system. The inventory has also seen a lot of small UI improvements. We've added some new tooltips, new item icon renders, items being categorized by color, maximize the inventory grid space by reducing non-important widget sizes. We've also got a new info widget system for elements such as the item name, magazine capacity, condition, etc. Since the equipment system itself has been rewritten, we've also added a few features such as being able to take off a piece of equipment that has items stored inside of it. There are weight penalties and other restrictions tied into this. Equipment can now also be damaged. This will result in cells dying, which doesn't allow items to be placed into them. If a cell is damaged while an item is in it, it will lose its weight reduction bonus from the equipment that it is contained within. We will be implementing a mechanic that allows you to repair the dead cells. We've also added the tool belt system, which is used to store a specific set of important, useful items. The items that you place into your tool belt will carry over to your next life unless you're playing on a hardcore server. This is so that you always have some sort of progress and things to work towards that cannot be reset on death. There is a new hotbar system. You can now rebind weapons to different slots. Certain pouches now act as holsters that items can be drawn from, such as the waistband on any pair of pants as well as the holster on a police vest. We have removed 2 of the on-back slots that we previously had. This is due to the fact that you will always spawn with a pair of pants and have 4 holsters total. 2 on back for primary weapons, and 2 waistband slots that allow you to equip a secondary weapon, such as a hatchet or a handgun. We've got a brand new work-in-progress main menu that was created by our new programmer. It currently features a server browser, complete with Steam integration, a settings menu with FOV slider, as well as the ability to toggle motion blur, bloom, and other annoying or expensive post-processing techniques off. There's also a few audio sliders for those of you that really enjoy diving into editing their audio settings. He's also programmed some brand new animal AI that will be used to populate our world with wildlife. They'll also be a source of food for when cans are no longer easily found inside of the local Safeway. I also think that the birds are pretty when they're flying through the sky. We've added ambient occlusion volumes that we can use to fine-tune the darkness levels within buildings. These volumes also help out due to the less than accurate global distance field being used, well, in the distance. We've made some changes to how world streaming works in our branch of Unreal Engine. We can now tell Unreal Engine 4 what levels we would like to load during runtime. This enables us to do a lot, such as having a random section of world that only ever loads once. What this means is that a location could be used for a military checkpoint, near a camp, or simply nothing at all. We can link locations to also be dependent on each other, which affords us a lot of flexibility and allows us to set up remote locations that are related to a primary location. And last but not least, our world has seen some amazing work by the art team, led by none other than the talented Shirk. We've got a brand new town in-game, and it's got a lot of locations for us to explore within it. There are lots of brand new structures that have been added to the world, and this has been an extremely productive period for Dead Matter. The town that has been added is one of the largest additions to the world so far. It really helps set the scale that a lot of the smaller towns in Dead Matter will be having. We've got a new motel variant. It's located right on the edge of Dead Man's Flats near the highway. This place will probably get checked out by players walking through the nearby area. You've been warned. There's also a new gas station variant which can be found within the town. Since our world is very large and people in Alberta really like gas, we decided to mix it up a bit. This is usually true for anything that we feel repeats too much. Gas stations and motels are the biggest examples of this so far in the game. There's this new wizard hut thing. It's currently located down the street from the apartments that have been added by the art team. These apartments will contain a lot of loot and will likely be targeted by players moving through the nearby highway. Plan accordingly. Dead Man's Flats has a bit of a sprawl and also contains a small residential area. It's currently using gray box assets, but it will be replaced by the sexy houses that we're currently showing off on screen right now. There are also a couple others that will get added by the time that we get to that point. There's also a new giant mountain resort that is near Dead Man's Flats. It's got plenty of small cabins for you to explore or for you to make into your next safe house. We've also added the best investment that the city of Calgary has ever made to the game. The exact placement of this beautiful prop is to be determined, and God help us all the day that it does. Nomad has been helping us get some in-game objects taken care of. He's done an amazing job on some of the medical items, as well as some of the items that we'll be using within the tool belt system. He's also created some head and chest mounted flashlights for when you're not feeling too bright. We've now got a gore mesh that's been created by our talented character artist Dogtooth CG. I threw it into our primitive gore project as quickly as I could just for a quick test. I'm excited to see what we'll be able to achieve with this in-game with a lot better shading. We've also got some new additions to our development team. We've brought on a new writer, a new animator, a new programmer, and a new 3D artist. There are currently plans to bring on some additional members after this vlog. That's it for Vlog 08. These past 2 months have been filled with tons of hard work done by the entire development team. I'm an extremely proud lead developer. Given how much work was accomplished over the last 2 months, I don't even think we could have made it this far without the help and support from the community. You guys seriously rule, and I thank each and every one of you guys that have supported us so far from the very bottom of my heart. Want to help out with the project? You can. Show us some love by sharing this video on social media, or you can back the game via Indiegogo. Want to interact with us? Feel free to drop by our Discord or our forums. The links are in the description. Thank you for watching this to the end. We truly appreciate your support. Thanks again to Clean, who is our first boomstick tier backer. If you're still here, you should go check his channel out. The link is in the description. Peace out.
Hey survivors, welcome to Dead Matter Development Vlog 09. My name is Nick Z. I am the lead developer on Dead Matter. We've been hard at work over the summer, as well as doubling the amount of people working on the project. One of our artists, Nomad, has been working on a gigantic underground mining complex. We're aiming for dark, scary, and with coal loosely scattered around the place, perfect for when the local Safeway starts to run low on supplies.
Keep in mind that these mines will be incredibly dark and that any light source would probably give you away to other players that will be in the area. You'll need to be cautious and plan your routes accordingly. Nomad has also been working on multiple methods to find your way through the mining facility. We've got some pipes that you can climb into, as well as an elevator that you'll be able to use in the future. Nomad has also created a flamethrower attachment for the C7, which will enable you to roast your enemies alive. The mine isn't fully completed yet, but we're excited to show off more of it in the future. If you have any suggestions or ideas for things that Nomad can add to the mine, feel free to comment them below, and he'll be sure to read them when the time comes. Abix is a new programmer that we've brought onto the team. It brings the total of coders that we have up to 3. He's been working on improving and breathing some life into some of the older elements in the game's codebase. He's also been adding some new things, such as an elevator system. We may require players to power these in order to use them in the future. If the stairwell is blocked, then you would have to power it in order to get into the armory of the police station, as an example. We want to experiment and make looting more interesting, make locations more interesting via simple puzzles or requiring players to gather a few supplies beforehand. If you have any suggestions on what you feel would be useful, or if you have an interesting idea, please feel free to let us know. Our new programmer has also done a lot of work on the vehicles in Dead Matter. Vehicles now have a much more refined sound design, improved physics, a proper door system that makes it harder to accidentally jump out of a vehicle that's in motion, something that we feel in a survival game is important. Passengers will also be able to shoot out of vehicles. Abix has also added support for all of the survival mechanics that are related to vehicles, such as being able to pour gas into a vehicle or replace a popped tire. Most vehicles will require batteries, spark plugs, tires, oil. Those are all critical to getting a vehicle to run. However, there are some additional parts that you'll also need to find, such as a headlight or a tail light. Spike strips will be a major threat to those of you that plan on traveling on the major highways in the game. You should probably avoid them. Keep your eyes peeled and plan accordingly. Shirk and I have completely overhauled every single element of the sky system from the ground up. Our old sky dome was only ever partially completed. All of the sun positioning code was originally created in Blueprint by one of our former technical artists. Shirk went and took care of the art for the Sky Dome, and I took care of all of the code for it. To go with the new Sky Dome and the lighting environment, Shirk has taken some feedback from our backers and has made some modifications to some of the trees that are in the game. We feel that these look a lot better than what we had before, and that the look that we want for Alberta is finally coming together. Since our Sky Dome is brand new and from the ground up, Shirk has had to integrate support for overcast and 2 different types of cloud cover, which will form the foundation for our new weather system. Our new sun and moon positioning code is written in C++, and I have added support for the lunar phases that will be kept in sync with the in-game date. Full moons will cast a dim directional light with very little ambient light. This means the woods at night will be a lot darker than an open field. You'll need to plan accordingly when trying to move around at night. Shirk has also taken the time to refine the colors that our vegetation blends between during the season cycle. Early fall now pops in comparison to late fall, and spring is a lot greener than it is during the summer. Please note that while the Sky Dome and foliage are mostly complete, they are still subject to further improvements and changes.
Gunslinger has been working on a large variety of new things for the game, including a vaulting and climbing system that also allows you to crawl into a small space, such as a pipe. This is the same system that you can use to free yourself from the elevator that we showed earlier in the event that it loses power. Gunslinger has added some new animals to Dead Matter. These additions will help breathe some more life into our world, as well as give our hunting enthusiasts more animals to hunt, gut, cook, and eat. Gunslinger has also focused on defining the behavior between different groups of animals, making it so that predatory animals will hunt down prey when they are hungry, try to flee from their attackers. Keep in mind that the animal AI is still a work in progress and there is still plenty of more polish to come. We've made some sweeping changes and improvements to our zombies. There's a lot of effort that's gone into optimizing their animations, their movement, their collision, their hitboxes, and much, much more. Gunslinger has also implemented a true horde system that allows him to have better control over different groups of zombies. The gore system has been temporarily removed, but will be re-added using a gore mesh that was hand-created by our lead character artist. In preparation for a new wave of fire-based weaponry being added to the game, Gunslinger has made it so that zombies can now be lit on fire and properly burned to death with a fancy shader as well. You've spoken, we've listened, and we finally found a new third-person animator for all of our characters, specifically the zombies. Currently, he's been working on improving the zombie idle behavior via a new set of animations that are primarily inspired by Left 4 Dead. Our new animator has also been working on a set of animations that allow our zombies to more easily access survivors in the world by enabling them to climb onto objects. Think the old trick of jumping on a car will work in Dead Matter? Think again. Our new animator has also been working on adding vaulting and climbing animations in order to cover a wider variety of obstacles that our undead will encounter while navigating our game world. Our art team has replaced some weapon meshes that we felt were no longer up to par. We use this as an opportunity to expand all of the attachments that are available for the shotgun and for the .22 rifle. We intend to add more civilian-centric weaponry to Dead Matter as time goes on. Also, some brand new backer weapons that have been created for the game. The first new backer weapon is the Maxim 9. This handgun will not be common due to its integral suppressor, giving it the potential to be one of the best PvE pistols in the game. It accepts a 17-round or a 32-round magazine. The second new backer weapon is the R8 revolver. It can hold 8 .357 cartridges in its cylinder, and it's my personal favorite that we've added so far. Talented animator, the Shiny Haxorus, has animated the AS Val and has brought it into the game. The AS Val is the very first backer weapon that has been implemented into Dead Matter. Thank you again to Clean and all of the Boomstick tier backers. We truly appreciate your support. Clean helped develop the skin that you currently see equipped on the weapon now. You'll be able to find it on a special legendary version of the weapon. Shiny has implemented the SVT-40, a semi-automatic rifle that utilizes a 5-round pinned magazine or a 10-round unpinned magazine. With the right tools, you'll be able to expand the capacity of a pinned magazine. The AK-74 that we showed off in earlier development vlogs has been replaced with an AK-74M, complete with a new set of attachments that allow you to utilize Western optics or attach a laser. We've added the MP5, which will either function as a semi-automatic carbine that can be found in police stations, or as a fully automatic submachine gun that can be found in military bases or in abandoned military vehicles. There are multiple variants of the MP5 that will be available in Dead Matter, including the MP5K and the MP5A1 through A5. Shiny has been working on bringing some updated materials for the C7 and the C8 into the game. He's also performed a pass on the muzzle flashes, the way that the weapon handles when aiming down sights and firing, and he's also added a new set of parts for our American friends that love playing with AR-15 style rifles. I've implemented a cheap, dynamic, global illumination solution that goes with all of the new Skydome improvements. Our solution makes a huge impact on the overall look of our test scenes as it mimics the light bouncing off of the ground and back up onto objects. I've also been working on refactoring the metagame. We can now simulate the flow of any given set of resources through our world. There's also some low-level networking optimizations that result in interactable objects sending 80% less data down the wire than before. Our saving system now utilizes MongoDB. Character data can also now be shared between servers as a result. This means that you could set up the equivalent of a private hive within Dead Matter. The footage you've been seeing is simply some of our third-person animations for leaning and peeking over cover. Some people were interested in seeing these, so we've added them to this vlog. Thanks for watching Development Vlog 09. If you're interested in further supporting Dead Matter, we've got an Indiegogo page. Every single contribution helps. We truly appreciate all of the support that our backers have come out and shown us. We really appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. We also understand that some people that aren't exactly on our Discord every day have been having a hard time receiving updates. We're now putting people dedicated in charge of managing our Facebook and Twitter pages, and we've also got a new website and a new set of forums to go with it. We will be doing written updates between vlogs to keep our backers more well informed, especially during longer periods of development. We appreciate all of the patience that people have shown us thus far. Thanks again, and see you next time on the next Dead Matter development vlog.